Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I've got an exciting video, how to get your ex back. You want your ex back, you can get your ex back. If you don't want your ex back, you don't need to get your ex back. You can manifest somebody new, completely up to you. So this video is for you if you say you've had a fight with your ex, and they're your ex, which we're going to start calling them your boyfriend or girlfriend. So anyways, that's what this video is about. Just before we dive into it, guys, Megan's course, how to get your ex back. We have a quick little success story about that. Somebody said, I felt so good when doing the course and they got major movement and their ex back. And yeah, unfortunately, they do write that they did have some self-concept issues, and, you know, it turned out where they broke up again, but the course worked to get the ex back. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to get your ex back and how to maintain your relationship. She goes on to say she loves the course and it made her feel really good. And yeah, she says kudos to Megan. So guys, yeah, people are getting success with how to get your ex back course by Megan. Link in the description below. And yeah, guys, also I've got a course, Create the Relationship You Love. It's about recreating anybody. So it doesn't have to just be for a relationship. It could be a brother, a mother, a friend, a boss, anybody you want to recreate. You can even recreate your pets, because everyone and everything is you pushed out. So guys, let's dive into this, okay? So how to get your ex back if you want your ex back. But again, I will say it again, if you don't want your ex back, you don't need to. I've manifested exes back in the past, and you know, and sometimes I've just walked away from them because, newsflash, Andrew's not my first man in my life. But it's your choice. It's your reality. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. You choose what you want and you create what you want. And that's what you're here to do, is to have what you want. So if you would like your ex back, we are going to talk about how to do that. The first thing that you want to do when it comes to getting your ex back is revise your breakup. Okay, like revise your breakup. What's the story? Why are you guys broken up right now? What happened? What events led to that? What thoughts led to that? Because everyone is you pushed out, okay? And I mean, let's be real. Every fight that we have in our relationship is potential to lead to a breakup, okay? So like, for instance, for me, whenever I have a disagreement with my specific person, Andrew, you know, I always create that he's forgiving and understanding. And no matter what I say or do, he absolutely loves me. I remember one time I was like completely freaked out, and I intended that, you know, me getting upset and mad, he thinks it just means that I love him, because if I didn't care, I wouldn't say anything. And so it was funny when I apologized for, you know, getting all out of control and crazy. He said, no, it's okay. He's like, because that shows that you care, because if you didn't care, you wouldn't get upset. And I was like, yeah, that's right. So you want to revise your breakup. Okay. So let's say you guys broke up because they did, or you did something, okay? Like you freaked out about something and then they got upset and broke up with you. So you would revise that sort of situation where you would take a look at it and go, okay, so what story am I creating about my behavior? And if this, and you would change your story to create it. So let's say, for instance, you know, they canceled on you and you freaked out and then they dumped you. Okay, well then, you know, your story could be like, well, they realized that I freaked out because I care about them and I love them, and they forgive me for it, and they're completely understanding, and I can do, say, and be whatever I want and whoever I want, and they'll always stick with me, right? And, you know, so you would change the story that way, right? Now, if, say, they did something that caused you to break up with them, right, then you would be revising their behavior. So let's say, for instance, you know, Jerry's always going out with his friends. He's not spending any time with me, right? And then I break up with him because I'm sick of that behavior. Well, then, you know, my revision would be like, okay, you know what? No, Jerry realizes that he wants to be with me. He'd rather be with me than his friends. He apologizes, he understands, and he's going to change his behavior. And he's only going to do things that make me feel good, right? So you want to revise that breakup, and you want to change the story, because everyone is you pushed out. You definitely 100% have to change what that other person is thinking about the situation, okay? And how you do that is you say, okay, well, this is what Jerry's thinking. This is what my SP is thinking. This is what my SP feels about that situation, okay? So that's what you want to gear towards, right? There's no one to change but yourself, like Neville says, but it's not about you changing to be a better person. You're perfect. You're whole. You're complete. You have everything. You are good enough to have what you want right now. What we need to change within ourselves is our assumption about what the other person is thinking, especially in a situation of a breakup. Okay. So You revise that breakup, and then you've got to stick on your mental diet. Okay. So let's say, for instance, the breakup is happening because, you know what, you guys aren't getting along, you're always fighting. Okay. So you're going to have to revise, to prevent future breakups, right? For over fighting or whatever the issue is, you have to, change your story about that. So for instance, I used to think every time I had a fight with Andrew that it would be like the end of our relationship. And then I started telling myself, I'm like, no, you know what? It's totally fine. We can have a disagreement. We get over it. And you know what? It makes us stronger. It makes us more in love. It makes our relationship even closer. Okay. So you want to start changing the story about whatever thing it is that causes the breakup to prevent future breakups. Okay. You want to start changing the way you look at these events that are happening in your life, right? So let's say it's because Jerry's always going out with his friends. Well, then, intending and assuming that Jerry wants to spend more time with you than his friends and doesn't want to go out to the, the teddy bear pub every night with his little teddy bear friends, right? Then, and where's Jerry? Oh, he's over there. Then he's at the little teddy bear pub right now. But then you want to start intending that he's, wants to be with you, wants to spend all his time with you, would rather be with you than go out with his friends. And then that's going to prevent the future breakups. So if it's your, say, reaction, say, you get triggered and you fly off the handle and that's what causes the breakup, then you want to revise that in the future. Like you want to revise it saying, look, I can express what I want. I can be triggered. I can react. I can say things. And my partner always stays with me because they are very forgiving. They're very understanding. They take responsibility for what they've done to hurt my feelings and they apologize. And you know what? If we do have a disagreement, we always end up closer. But in fact, you can take it a step further and even say, we always get along. We never disagree. We always have a harmonious relationship. We always feel good together. Okay. So yeah, you can create it how you want. The biggest thing is that you take the time to revise and change the story about why you're broken up. Okay. I remember when I got my ex back once, I figured he never wanted to talk to me again and he just absolutely hated me. And then, I thought about that and I was like, well, no, I'm like, I intend that he's forgiving and understanding. And you know what? He takes responsibility for his part of our breakup and what he did to make me upset. And he apologizes and I'm going to apologize. And then we're going to be back together like nothing ever happened. And he does want to talk to me. He does want to be with me. Right. It's about, creating and intending, if you're the one that, like me, it's always been a breakup because I flew off the handle, like, you know what I mean? So like, you always want to intend that people put up with that about you. People love that about you. Like, for instance, I used to be very needy in a relationship. And then Andrew would comment on it. And then finally I started saying, no, Andrew loves it when I'm needy. In fact, he's even needier than me. And then all of a sudden he became needier than me. And I was like, oh, I think I made a mistake. I was like, this is too much. But like, you can always create what you want. You don't have to change your behavior all the time. You have to intend that your behavior is okay for the other person, that they're okay with it. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I've had times throughout the 5-6 years I've been with Andrew that we've had some fights and I flew off the handle, but I always intend, he's never broken up with me once because I always intend that it's okay. It's a safe place for me to do that. We're in a relationship. We're close. We see each other all the time. We are comfortable with each other and he understands that. And he's very forgiving and understanding. And in fact, when I do that, he actually, apologizes and takes responsibility for his part. I think that's also really, really important, right? Is to intend that every party takes responsibility and, and they correct whatever behavior needs to be corrected through your intentions and your assumptions. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you can get more tips and tricks in Megan's course, How to Get Your Ex Back. And yeah, I intend that this video has helped each and every single one of you guys to get your ex back if that's what you choose to do, as well as to even prevent a breakup, and maintain the relationship. So guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.